Okay. So everybody able to see my screen? At least one person.
No, I can't see your screen.
Okay.
Even I can't see your screen.
I can't see your screen, sir.
Okay, sure. So now, are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm able to
Yeah.
Okay. But, so let's go through the history. I mean, how the Java is started, how it is evolved, and James Gosling, he's the person who initiated this project in 1991, and and then they made tremendous progress, and Sun Microsystems is the company. They released Java to the public in 1995. So they released the version as 1.0, and when they released, they announced to the public as write once, run it anywhere. As that means it's a platform independent program, so anybody can use Java, write your own program, and you don't need to depend on any operating system. For example, Windows or Linux or Mac OS. Let's say you write a program on a Windows operating system, and you want to move your program onto Linux. You don't need to do any additional effort. So whatever the program that you have written, that will work on any operating system. So that's why Java is write once, run anywhere, and it's a platform independent language. So on 2006, Sun Microsystems released Java as free and open source software. What is mean by open source software? That means you can read all the Java API online. I mean, you go anywhere and you get the Java API in each class, how they have implemented, and you can check their algorithm logic, the way they have implemented, and so most of the every line of the source code is available to the public. So they don't keep it anything secret, and anybody can use it as a free software. You don't need to pay any licensing cost to use Java. And what are the minimum tools required to execute Java programs? This I have been explained you in a brief yesterday. And you need any operating system like Linux or Windows operating system of any version of the Windows, any version of the Linux will work with Java. And then Java JDK 8. I mean, this is the up-to-date latest version available right now. So any version from Java 1 to Java 8 will work on any of the operating systems. And you need editor tools to write your program. You can use TextPad, Notepad, Eclipse, or any kind of tools to write your Java programs. But we chose Eclipse because it is most popular. You have a lot of features and support available to write your Java programs very easily using Eclipse. Let's say you use Notepad or TextPad. It is very tough for you to write programs because you need to remember every syntax of the Java to write the program. If you use Eclipse, so most of the time it will suggest you what will be the next character you need to type in. It basically auto-suggests you, wherever the support is needed while you are writing Java programs. Okay, so now why Java? What are the different characteristics of Java? So it is object-oriented technology. So that means you can write your programs and as a class, and then create an object. And each object, let's say, I am creating an object of per se person. Person is my class. And when I'm creating multiple objects on the person, let's say person1 and person2 are an object. So now person1 can be Prashant, person2 can be me. So the most of the character behavior are same because we're coming from the same human race, and there will be subset of the independent object behaviors. So that's nothing but object-oriented. We'll get into much more deep while we are executing different programs. As I explained, it is a platform independent, so that means you don't need to write extra code, or you don't need to put extra effort to run your programs on different operating systems or different environments. So that will give you a lot of flexibility to write your building systems using Java as a platform. And I know if you might have looked at C or C++ languages, so those are pretty complicated to understand, pretty complicated to implement. You need to know a lot of memory pointers and all that stuff. So in Java, they have simplified a lot of stuff within out of the developer reach. So most of the functionalities, features are already implemented in Java language. So most of the time you end up using, if you wanted to store the data or collect the data and do any such kind of a date functionality or any kind of that is, already implemented in Java. So it is easy to use and easy to implement when compared with the C or C++ languages. And it is a secure language, and you can implement, today's world, everything is internet. So you build your system and you host on some servers at a location like a Bangalore, and I'm accessing your system from San Jose. So, it's all going to the network, and, they try to keep mostly, they built a lot of security implementation around, while you are building the systems. Now, the portable. Portable means, as I explained, you write one and you can ship your code to anywhere, any server, any location. So it will work automatic. And if you wanted to run multiple threads at one time, thread means, let's say, you wanted to, execute multiplication and a division, for example. There are two separate processes. You want to run both of them at the same time, for example. So you can create a separate thread. Each thread will run, execute each one of the mathematical implementations. So that means while let's say one thread, one process takes 30 minutes, other process takes 30 minutes, for example. If the multi-thread concept is not there, what happens is first program will take 30 minutes, and then second program will start, and it will run again 30 minutes. So your overall execution will take 1 hour. If you use multi-threaded, you can execute your programs in 30 minutes. So that is nothing but multi-threaded. And as usual, Java is, a lot of performance improvements are there. It's a highly scalable and, very good at performance. So that's why today world, most of the systems are building using Java as a language. And it is distributed, meaning, so if you want to run multiple programs from multiple locations, one program at one location, other program in Bangalore, one in Hyderabad, so you can distribute all your tasks into different servers and different way of dealing with this stuff. So that's nothing but distributed. And the dynamic, I mean, you can build, most of the stuff most of the use inbuilt features, and you can build more dynamically. So that's the basic characteristics of Java. We go into each topic very detailed and going forward. So now let's look at the basic syntax. I mean, even if you want to write a very simple one-line program, what are all the things that you need? So everything in Java is object. So each object will contain states and behaviors. And when you write program, you write everything in a class. So even if you want to write a simple one-line program or 100 lines, 1,000 files, every line of code will be inside the class. So, and then methods. So methods are some kind of a, let's say you wanted to implement a multiplication and division as two separate processes inside the class. You can create two separate methods in the same class. One method will execute addition, other method will execute division. So a class can contain any number of methods. So basically methods are members of the class. And variables. You can declare a lot of different variables, primitive types, and inside the class. So basically the class consists of many number of variables and any number of methods. So that's how any class behavior is there. Now let's look at let's put our basic syntax into a practical example. So just give me a minute. I'm starting the virtual machine to boot up the environment. You don't need to worry about how I'm doing. This is only for myself. You don't really need this. Okay. Okay. So as you see yesterday, this is how the Eclipse look like. So I'm deleting everything. Now I'm starting new. So I am creating a new file, new, and you can see these are all Java, different types of creating Java files. Now let's just focus only on the class. Eventually we'll get into all of these different topics. So now I'm creating a class, and you need to give some name, so which will be a file name as well as class name. So now I'm creating a class name with welcome. So now you see here, the file name is created with an extension .java. So welcome.java. So any Java class will have an extension .java. So now if you see inside here, class welcome. So now here, if you look at carefully here, these are in red color and this is in black color. So that means anything that you see is these are all the words reserved by Java language. So that means you cannot use these words inside your custom programming. So they have all reserved, and I cannot say public class, my class name as class. I cannot do like that. So if I do like that, what happens is, see this, error. So that syntactically it's not correct. So that's the difference of reserved keywords. These are all reserved keywords, each one public, package, class, These are all reserved fields. So now I'm keeping back to my previous class name as welcome. Hey. So now once you create a class, now a class can have a variables. Variables is something like, forget about private, public. For now, I'll get into very detail in the coming sessions. Private, I am just creating string. My type of variable is string. I mean, you can have multiple types of variables. Type of variable is string, and I am creating name. I'm saying go. So this is a class level variable. So you can create any number of variables. So second time I'm creating integer. I'm just creating another integer, and variable name is count. This variable name you can give whatever is your choice. So in the first example, this line and the line number 5 also, the name. This can be anything. So this is again a variable name. So whenever you are declaring the variable names, typical standard is you should not start with the capital letters. So it will work. I mean, there is no harm. Even if you write something like this, it will work. But as an industry standard, you need to use the first word with the smaller, and the second word and third word, anything is upper letters. Full name, something like this. So this is how you need to use while you are declaring your variable names. So this is nothing but camel case structure. Okay. So as I explained, even if I say there is no error, I mean still it will work. Just to follow adhere the standards, you need to declare variables as camel case. So now the second one is count equal to 100. So like this, you can create any number of variables at a class level. Now, so here if you see typical braces and braces. So that means anything that you want to write, all the code should be inside the braces. Open brace, close brace, and I have declared variables. So let's say if I do something like this here. It doesn't work because you are outside. So now, once you have the variables, let's declare methods. So I am trying to declare a method as integer add. So I am creating a method as add. So open braces, open bracket and close bracket, and then braces. So when you are writing a method, this is a minimum declaration that you need to create any method. So variables are defined to declare some values. Methods will be defined to perform some, any smaller amount of functionality, adding, division, or in the real world, you will see a lot of other different functionality. For our example, I'll take it as add as a functional implementation. So now add. Here I am trying to say inside the okay, I will say something like this. Boolean flag equal to true. So if you see here, so So whenever, see, I made a mistake here. So immediately I see in red color. So you can, by using the advantage of Eclipse is you just mouse over on add. It will tell you what was the mistake you did. So it says add return statement. That means this method should return something. So in our example, I don't want to return anything out of this method. So I am just keeping void. Void means this method will not return anything. For example, okay? Now, this method will not return anything. So now go inside. Now you see here I have created a method, and then inside the method I am creating variables again. So that means what I'm trying to do, these are, the first two are class level variables, and this one is method level variable. So what is the difference between class level variables and method level variables? So anything that you define inside the method, you can use these variables only in the same method. For example, if I create another method, public void division, I'm creating another method. So now here I cannot access flag. If I want to access flag, I cannot access. So, but if I wanted to, access count, I can definitely access count. So now, let's say I will declare a variable something as int a. That means variable a. Again, I am declaring int b equal to 50, for example. I'll remove this. So now a is 100, b is 50. So now here, if I wanted to do, int add equal to, or, I'll say I'm declaring another variable total equal to a plus b. So every line should end with semicolon. I can do this. Now there is no problem with the code. Let's say I am declaring here int c equal to 500. So I can declare at a method level variable. Now in the total, I wanted to do a plus b plus c. So now you see the red mark here. So that means C cannot be resolved to a variable. That means whatever the variables you declare inside the method, you can use them only inside that method. You cannot access them outside of that method. So that means you can create variables at a class level variables can be accessed in any method. Method level variables can be accessed only inside that method. So that's the difference between class level variables and method level variables. Now, so I have created, let's look at, go back to addition now. Here I want to say int total equal to a plus b. So which is my total number. That's what the intention of this method definition. Okay, let's come to that later point. So now I know my total value is 100 multiplied by 50, which is supposed to be 5,000. But how do I know it is really, it is 150 addition, right? 100 plus 50, 150. So how do I know it is really calculating properly? So you can use, I'm for the program purpose, I'm using system. giving sysout. So now what you can do is system.out.println, and then you can use these statements to print whatever you wanted to print. So now I'm saying total number is, so what I'm trying to say is inside this I'm declaring whatever the wording I wanted to keep, I'm keeping inside a string, the the double quote and whatever you wanted to keep, and then double quote end. So that is how you need to declare a strings plus. So I am adding my total, whatever the total coming out of that line. So when I run this program, which will print this line. So now, okay, I have defined a method, I have made the addition, I put the system.println. Now, how to run this method? I need to execute this program. So now in the current situation, I cannot execute this program. So why? So any program in Java should start with main method. That is the entry to execute your programs. So it is a typical structure like public static. We'll get into this keyword, don't worry for now. Public static void main. So this is the basic structure to execute any Java program. This is entry point for you to execute a smaller scale program or a larger scale programs. Now, so here I am trying to, I have defined everything in a separate method here. How you can call this method? You can simply call this method this dot this should run, right?
It runs only if it is static. If not, like we have to create an object.
No, you know, you can do 1 minute. I think I need to check. Let me. Change add to static. Okay. I'll do it for now. I mean, I'll change it later. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah. So now I have created an object of this class. So basically you can create, this is the class. To create an object, so you can create object using new as a keyword, new, welcome, and close this, open and close the braces. So, and then assign the new object a variable welcome. So once you get the object of this class, dot add. You can call, once you get the class object, you can call any of the methods or variables on the object. So now let's look at to execute this program. So right click, and Eclipse is an easy way to run. Right click, run Java application. So now you see here, on the console. I mean, to see the system output prints, you need to keep console. Let's say by accident, let's say you close console, so you missed it. So now what you can do is go here, Window. You need to explore a bit on Eclipse, all these menu bars, how things work, and all that stuff. So it is tough for me to explain every link. So now here, Window, Show View, and then go and click on Console, and your console is back. So now let's say I'm changing it to 500. I did not change any of my code, any of the logic or anything here. I just changed the number. Again, go and run. 600. So this is the very minimal program, to start with, writing the basic sample addition. Similarly, you can do anything like, division. So just like the same, the same logic applies for any number of methods. So now I'm saying public void division. Another method I am creating. Inside the method, I am writing int result equal to, let's say my logic is b by a, b divided by a. So now I'm trying to print the same thing, division. So now here you already have an object. You can call the same object dot. So you will see that, right? When you say dot, welcome is an object. When you say dot, automatically Eclipse will suggest you all the options on that object. So division is one, which is what we just created this method. That's it. So now I'm running the program again. Now you see division is 5. So let's say if I say 45. See, the divisions gets changed. Total is 545, division is 11. Okay. So that's the minimum program you have seen today. And do you have any questions so far?
Sir, here from Prashant there is question, sir.
Sure.
I understood declaration of methods, public void add and public void division, but coming to public static void main, I didn't understand the line 23rd and 24th line, sir. And actually welcome is class, sir, you said earlier, but you defined coming to public static void main, you said that welcome is an object.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, sure. So I'll explain you. Because this is the class and you define the variables and methods. So to access any of these implementation, whether methods implementation or variables on a class, you need to create an object for that class. So that's why to create an object, meaning, you can create any number of objects, but I just created one simple object. So once you have an object, that means all the behavior of the highlighted one will be available on that object. So that's why, once you have object and you can call any of those implementations. So even if I can call methods, I was able to call, now I can call variables also. Welcome dot yeah. So variables are methods you can access using objects. So I know you will get a little bit confused on the day one, right? So eventually you will understand how objects work. So object is the complicated and confused in total Java language. Once you understand how object works, so you pretty much understand whole Java. So now I'm calling a variable on. Now you can see variable 45. So now, why object? Why should I create an object? I can directly call this. So the advantage of an object is, let's say I am doing addition. So a method can take input also. A method can take input and it will also give you output. So now I'm just giving an input, int first number, int last number. Some names I'm giving variable name, and then integer is the type of the variable. First. So first number, last number. Instead of taking total from these variables, because these are all fixed. So if I write a program like this, I cannot calculate different numbers addition. So once you deploy this code, it won't work because this is hard-coded values. So if I wanted to do 100 plus 200, I cannot do with this code. So now, if I say like this, and here the same line, instead of keeping A plus B, I'm keeping first number plus last number. So my total is coming from first number and last number. So now, how I can pass the first number and last number? So now here, you directly see here, right? It's already throwing an error because this is not a blank method. Add method now requires parameters. So whatever you passing from here is nothing but parameters. This is the first number is the first parameter and last number is the second parameter. So for a method, you can pass any number of parameters. So there is no limit. So now, because the method definition is changed now, it's no more a method without parameters. So it requires parameters. Now here I'm saying 100 is my first parameter, comma, and 800 is my second parameter. Now there is no problem. When you don't see any errors, that means your code is right, syntactically right. Let's execute the same program now. Now you see the total number is changed to 900. So this is here. I'll remove these two lines for now. Now you are able to calculate two set of numbers. Now I wanted to do a different set of numbers. So now what you can do is welcome. 1 minute, my charger is laptop charger is gone. Give me a minute.
We can't listen your voice.
Oh, sorry. So now I can do a multiple additions. So now I'm using the same object and adding the different set of numbers. So without changing my code implementation. So once you write this program, you can use this program any number of times with any number of combination of additions. So let's run this program. So now you see here, total is, first one is 900, second one is 8,000. So that's the advantage of using objects. You can create an object and you can call that method any number of times. Let's say you wanted to create a different object. You can create any number of objects on the same class. Now you can see here. So I'm creating the welcome to. See here, I cannot use like this. It will be an error because in the same method, I cannot create duplicate variable names. The variable names should be unique within the scope. So these variables are a class level scope. That means that can be accessed anywhere. And these variables at a method level are method level scope. So in any given scope, you cannot declare duplicate variables. So that's why you see this error. Now let's say I change this variable name to A, the class level scope. Still, it will be an error. It should give an error. Okay, I'll check that out. So now, because it is a main method, it is not. But if you create here something like int A, it should give you A plus. Yeah, that's what you created. So now let's get back to this. So you created a welcome to object. And now on welcome to, you want to do something different, you can do it. Welcome to, again I'm doing addition. The variable name is wrong. So welcome to dot add. The first number is 2 and second number is 2.5. No. 2.5 is not an integer. So whenever you create something like this, you need to make sure what you are passing in. So these two are integers, but I am passing one is an integer, one is not an integer. That's why it is giving the problems. So whenever you type in something, you automatically immediately will see the errors or something like error add, right? You mouse on it, it will tell you exactly what is the problem. So you see here, right? Method add int. Here int is not applicable for the arguments int and double. So that's the mistake I have made. So now let's make it to 30. Yes. Let's execute this program. Now you see all three different addition combinations. Any questions so far? Okay. So I will, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, no question.
Okay. So I will stop the session today now, and you need to practice these, bare minimum examples with addition or subtraction or any basic computation. Try to practice these examples, and tomorrow we'll meet again at the same time. And make sure you join by 9:30 your time. So, that will give me little 10 more minutes cushion to explain you more. Okay. So, and do you have any problems to install JDK or Eclipse yesterday? Or everybody is good, or anybody has any problems?
No, sir. From